students, welcome to the lecture on small-scale enterprises. And after the lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain the definition of small-scale industries, define the investment limits for small-scale industries, describe the objectives and advantages of promotion of small-scale sector, define the deficiencies in small-scale industries, describe the importance of small-scale industries, explain the problem faced by small-scale industries, describe the assistance to small-scale industries. Let's start with a brief introduction of small-scale enterprises. Small businesses are playing an important role in the industrial economy of the world. These are particularly important in the developing economies. Small business is predominant even in developed countries. The SSIs constitute an important part of the economic structure. They integrate a continuing element in the scheme of national planning. They are a strategic part of the economy as well as a progressive and effective decentralized sector, which is closely related with agriculture and medium and large-scale industries. Small-scale industries have been given an important place in the framework of planning since the beginning, both for economic and ideological reasons. Some of the government's efforts to focus on assisting the SMEs to grow through soft loans, managerial training, and other fiscal incentives through support from international agencies and organizations like World Bank and United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO. Let's now take a look at the definition of small-scale industries. The definition of a small-scale industry varies from one country to another and from one time to another in the same country, depending upon the pattern and stage of development, government policy, and administrative setup of the particular country. Bolton Committee 1971 first formulated an economic and statistical definition of a small firm. Under the economic definition, 1. It has a relatively small share of their marketplace. 2. It is managed by owners or part owners in a personalized way and not through the medium of a formalized management structure. And 3. It is independent in the sense of not forming part of a large enterprise. Small and medium scale enterprises are defined as those in manufacturing with 100 million yen paid up capital and 300 employees, those in wholesale trade with 30 million yen paid up capital and 100 employees, and those in the retail and service trades with 10 million yen paid up capital and 50 employees. Small-scale industries are defined as manufacturing units employing not more than 30 persons. For the purpose of differentiating them from the other small-scale non-farm economic activities, the emphasis is placed on the manufacturing aspect. Operational definition of SMEs. The most commonly used criterion is the number of employees of the enterprise. SMEs in developing countries tend to have few employees who tend also to be mostly relatives of the owner. Hence, there is often lack of separation between ownership and control. The process of valuing fixed assets poses a problem since mode of accounting system used by one enterprise will vary from one to another, as well as continuous depreciation in the exchange rate often makes such definitions obsolete. The role and characteristics of SMEs. Small-scale rural and urban enterprises have been one of the major areas of concern to many policymakers in an attempt to accelerate the rate of growth in low-income countries. Small firms have advantages over their large-scale competitors. They are able to adapt more easily to market conditions given their broadly skilled technologies. SSEs perform useful roles in ensuring income stability, growth, and employment. Since SMEs are labor-intensive, they are more likely to succeed in smaller urban centers and rural areas where they can contribute to the more even distribution of economic activity in a region and can help to slow the flow of migration to large cities. Here we will discuss about the investment limits for small-scale industries. Small-scale enterprises are generally more labor-intensive than larger organizations. As a matter of fact, the small-scale sector has now emerged as a dynamic and vibrant sector for the developing country's economy in recent years. Defining small-scale industry is a difficult task because the definition of small-scale industry varies from country to country and from one time to another in the same country, depending upon the pattern and stage of development, government policy, and administrative setup of the particular country. Let's now take a look at the objectives of promotion of small-scale sector. To create more employment opportunities with less investment. To remove economic backwardness of rural and less developed regions of the economy. To mobilize and ensure optimum utilization of unexploited resources of the country. To improve standard of living of people. To ensure equitable distribution of income and wealth. To solve unemployment problem. To adopt latest technology aimed at producing better quality products at lower costs.
I'm not really aware of the infrastructure for small entrepreneurs in different fields, but in my own line I do have a general idea as to what is available. Because, like I told you before, that we started very small. I started off with my own money, and we had to go to banks because when we entered the line, we found out that we were entitled to loans, packing credit, and post shipment on very good terms. But we really didn't get them because every bank that we talked about collateral securities, and we didn't have any collateral security to offer. I mean, I told you we started so small that there was no way. I mean, if you had the kind of money for collateral security, we would have gone to the banks anyway. That's what I believe in. If you have your money, use it yourself. There's no point in paying interest because you've got to be very, very competitive in exports. And it turned out that we were not getting any help.
Banking was a problem in the sense that it was taking too long for us to negotiate any kind of deal with them. Whenever we asked for any finances, it took almost as much as 6 to 8 months for them to decide as to whether they would like to give it to us or not. They would have to revert back to their respective headquarters and zonal offices to give us any kind of answer. And our business needs at that time was such that we needed immediate finance, which we could not, and we couldn't depend on the bank. So it had to be our own capital and whatever money we were able to generate from our own business to be plowed back into it.
Well, we haven't really invested much of finance because we haven't bought any equipment, and it's whatever money we need has come from projects, or then we depend on the family.
The money was all from my own input. I mean, I didn't borrow it from anybody or didn't take a loan or something, but it was all from self-financed project, because it didn't require that time so much of money to start a modeling agency as such, you know. There's not a lot of infrastructure was not required. So it was all input from my own pocket. And for the magazine, definitely, we initially got the first issue all from our own money, but we are definitely looking for somebody who can, maybe a bank or an institution who can, a government institution who can provide us with capital.
Look, essentially, ideally we would like easy access to finance, which is the primary factor, and very, very conducive business atmosphere. That is, I mean, just to give you an example, when we deal with the government departments such as sale tax and income tax and excise departments, we face a lot of problem and a lot of harassment besides the problems, which unnecessarily takes up our time, which could otherwise gainfully be used in.
Let's now take a look at the advantages of promotion of small-scale industries. There are numerous arguments in favor of the small-scale industries which justify the rationale of small-scale industry development. The Industrial Policy Resolution 1956 has put forward 4 arguments in favor of small-scale industries which emphasize the very rationale of small-scale industry in the developing economy. Employment argument. Small-scale industries have a great potential to create immediate large-scale employment opportunities, which is essential for solving widespread unemployment problems of underdeveloped nations. Small-scale industries are labor-intensive. Example, they use more labor per unit of output than investment. Equality argument. Another argument supporting the rationale of small-scale units refers to the equality argument for even distribution of income and wealth. Small-scale units, because of its ownership pattern, which is widespread and labor-intensive in character, provide millions of employment to the unemployed, more particularly the rural poor who are in search of employment to eke out their livelihood. Decentralization argument. Decentralization argument also supports the rationale of small-scale units because it aims at regional dispersal of industries in the country. Decentralization of industries help tap local resources like raw materials, idle savings, local talents, etc., and make provision for self-employment and capital formation. Latent resource argument. The latent resource argument for tapping hoarded and unutilized wealth strongly supports the case for small industries. Small enterprises provide an environment in which the latent talents of the entrepreneurs find self-expression. Here, we will discuss about the deficiencies in small-scale industries. The definition of small-scale industry, which is based on investment in plant and machinery, original value, has undergone frequent changes over time. The changes in the definition restrict the precise temporal comparison in growth of units or of the corresponding contribution. Many SSI units do not get registered with State Directorate of Industries, firstly, because registration is voluntary, and secondly, as in metro areas, there are restrictions on registration under municipal rules. The data collected by the Office of DCSSI are confined to registered SSI units only. There does not exist a unit system of removing closed units from the frame of registered units, as the information regarding such units is not regularly available. The contribution of the unregistered manufacturing sector in the weighing diagram, estimated on the basis of gross value added in 1993-94, is about 29% in the overall IIP. Now we shall understand the importance of small-scale industries. The small-scale industry has been playing an important role in the growth process of developing countries' economy since independence, in spite of stiff competition from the large sector and not very encouraging support from the government. Some of the important roles played by small-scale industries are employment generation. It is a powerful tool of job creation. The basic problem that is confronting the developing country's economy is increasing pressure of population on the land and the need to create massive employment opportunities. Employment generation by this sector has shown a phenomenal growth. Mobilization of resources and entrepreneurial skill. Small-scale industries can mobilize a good amount of savings and entrepreneurial skill from rural and semi-urban areas that remain untouched from the clutches of large industries, and put them into productive use by investing in small-scale units. Equitable distribution of income. Small entrepreneurs stimulate a redistribution of wealth, income, and political power within societies in ways that are economically positive and without being politically disruptive. Thus, small-scale industries ensure equitable distribution of income and wealth in the developing country's society, which is largely characterized by more concentration of income and wealth in the organized segment, keeping unorganized sector undeveloped. Regional dispersal of industries. People migrate from rural and semi-urban areas to these highly developed centers in search of employment and sometimes to earn a better living, which ultimately leads to many evil consequences of overcrowding, pollution, creation of slums, etc. This problem of developing countries' economy is better solved by small-scale industries which utilize local resources and bring about dispersion of industries in the various parts of the country, thus promotes a balanced regional development. Provides opportunities for development of technology. The entrepreneurs of small units play a strategic role in commercializing new inventions and products. It also facilitates the transfer of technology from one to the other. As a result, the economy reaps the benefits of improved technology. Indigenization. Small-scale industries make better use of indigenous organizational and management capabilities by drawing on a pool of entrepreneurial talent that is limited in the early stages of economic development. They provide productive outlets for the enterprising independent people. Promotes exports. Small-scale industries have registered a phenomenal growth in export over the years. This contributes about 35% developing countries' total export. Thus, they help in increasing the country's foreign exchange reserves, thereby reducing the pressure on countries' balance of payment. Supports the growth of large industries. The small-scale industries play an important role in assisting bigger industries and projects so that the planned activity of development work is timely attended. They support the growth of large industries by providing components, accessories, and semi-finished goods required by them. In fact, small industries can breathe vitality into the life of large industries. Better industrial relations between the employer and employees help in increasing the efficiency of employees and reducing the frequency of industrial disputes. Increase in number of units, production, employment, and exports of small-scale industries over the years are considered essential for the economic growth and development of the country. Now we shall understand the problem faced by small-scale industries. Inefficient labor. Labor is a major and active player in small-scale industries, but they lack training and developmental opportunities in small-scale sector, so they are unable to contribute as expected from them. The level of education of workers working in small-scale sector is also low, and they fail to cope up with the challenges of the modern production system. Defective system of supply of raw materials. Small-scale industries are facing the problem of short supply of raw materials. Small size and weak financial position also force them to unutilize the services of middlemen to get raw materials on credit from suppliers. Lack of machinery and equipment. The SSIs are also facing the problem of inferior supply of machinery and equipment, etc. Most of the companies which are engaged in production of plants and machineries are meant for medium and large-scale companies. Only selected companies or few producers are engaged in the production of plant, machineries, and equipment for small-scale sector. Unsuitable location. Selection of location for the development of plants, etc., also creates a problem before the SSIs. The choice of location is generally governed by different considerations like availability of infrastructural facility, the cost and tenure of acquisitions, availability of labor, and the proximity of markets. Competition from large-scale units. Medium and large-scale industries are also producing goods, which are competing with the goods being produced by the SSIs. So, in practice, SSIs are unable to compete with large-scale units as their size is small and products are not cost-effective. Absence of organized marketing facility. Small-scale industries are unable to spend huge amounts on the development of marketing facilities as they lack resources. Lack of standardization, poor design and quality, lack of precision and proper finish, absence of after-sales service, ignorance about potential market, and financial weaknesses are some of the problems in their selling process. Poor recoveries. It is general practice for buyers to avail credit facility from sellers. SSIs lack bargaining power in dictating their terms to the potential buyers for their products. Provision for credit facility with regard to sales is forced upon the SSIs by potential purchasers. A situation has now developed in which buyers do not pay their dues to SSI for more than 12 months. It created working capital problems before the SSIs. Steps to be taken to solve the problem. In order to create greater awareness amongst SSI units, business campaigns meets are organized at district headquarters, industry centers, and SSI clusters. SSI entrepreneurs are given information on relative schemes on the one-to-one basis during discussion on their projects. The CGTSI has been taking necessary steps to publicize the Credit Guarantee Fund scheme for small industries and create awareness of the scheme among member banks, lending institutions, SSI entrepreneurs, and other stakeholders. Strategies to solve the problem of SSI. The policy for small enterprises aims to create a congenial atmosphere conducive to the healthy growth of the small-scale sector in the state. The broad policy objectives are to achieve an annual growth rate of 15%, to assist the small-scale industries in the state to become competitive domestically as well as internationally, to increase employment generation, particularly by promoting the labor-intensive segments, to improve the export performance of the SSI sector by providing adequate support services, to create a more congenial and hassle-free environment for the functioning of the SSI sector, to help the SSI sector acquire new technologies and skills so as to compete effectively in the marketplace, to strive to promote an appropriate institutional mechanism to revive sick industries. Strategy for achieving the policy objectives. Work towards phased dereservation of items reserved for exclusive manufacture in small-scale sector. Recommend revision of investment limits for small-scale, ancillary, and tiny industries. Strive to put in place appropriate arrangement for timely and adequate flow of credit. Assist the small-scale sector in their marketing efforts by providing support services. Provide adequate, good quality infrastructure support at a reasonable cost for more efficient functioning of the SSI sector. Provide technical support for modernization and access to R&D facilities. Diagnose incipient sickness and initiate timely measures for the revival of sick industries. Introduce a scientific data collection system to make the planning process more realistic. Now we shall understand the assistance to small-scale industries. Registration of a small-scale unit is also not compulsory, but its registration with the State Directorate or Commissioner of Industries or DICs makes the unit eligible for availing different types of government assistance, like financial assistance from the Department of Industries, medium and long-term loans from state financial corporations, and other commercial banks, machinery on hire purchase basis from the National Small Industries Corporation, etc. The Ministry of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises acts as the nodal agency for growth and development of SSIs in the country. It is assisted by various public sector enterprises like Small Industry Development Organization, SIDO, is the apex body for assisting the government in formulating and overseeing the implementation of its policies and programs, projects, and schemes. National Small Industries Corporations, LTD, NSIC, was established by the government with a view to promoting, aiding, and fostering the growth of SSI in the country, with focus on commercial aspects of their operation. The National Commission for Enterprises in the Unorganized Sector, NCEUS, has been constituted with the mandate to examine the problems of enterprises in the unorganized sector and suggest measures to overcome them. Small Industries Development Bank of India, SIDBI, acts as apex institution for financing SSIs through various credit schemes. Provisions relating to taxation of small-scale industries. The development of small industries offers an easy and effective means of achieving broad-based ownership of industry, the diffusion of enterprise and initiative in the industrial field. The steps involved in starting a small-scale industry are: conduct market survey and study the products as regards to their demand in the market. Check whether it is a seasonal product or it has demand through the year. Study similar products available in the market that can be probable competitors. Analyze them as regards to their utility, quality, and cost. Find whether the product can be exported. Explore the possibility whether some products can be manufactured in collaboration with a foreign country. Decide the product before manufacturing. Prepare a scheme in detail to manufacture. Now, in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. A small-scale industry comprises of a variety of undertakings. A small-scale industry plays a very vital role in the economic development of our country. The small-scale industries, SSI, have a crucial role in a developing economy. Planning is to develop medium and large-scale sector only to take advantage of modern technology. There is growing recognition of the important role micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises, SMEs, play in economic development.